What's up, guys? This is Omega Liar, and I'm bringing you a Summit headquarters here using the Mp5k. I don't think I start with it, but I play most of the game using an Mp5k. And basically, I guess I'll start with an AUG, and here's Scavenger, Sleight of Hand, and Ninja, but I'll switch out pretty quickly to the Mp5k. And with the Mp5k, just to get it out of the way, I'll be using Lightweight, Steady Aim, and Marathon. And basically that class is, its main intention is the knife, but the gun is sort of as a side point because I was sort of getting pissed off at the knife crews. Although I end up shooting most of the time anyway because that's basically how I play. But you guys already get that, and you'll see eventually when I play it out right now. And this is actually the first commentary where I'm opening it up, not thinking about what I was going to say beforehand. So I'm hoping this doesn't go too badly, but I guess we'll just wait and see. So we'll start out by talking about Headquarters real quick. And Headquarters is a pretty underplayed game type, and it's sort of sad because Headquarters is one of my favorite game modes. There's no spawn trapping. There's no. It's very random in the way that it works. How the spawns aren't set and they're constantly flipping, and there's no real like pattern to it. And it's a sort of interesting game mode. And I would like to see more people playing it because it's a lot of fun. And it seems to get sort of degraded and sort of looked over than most of the other game types. The other one being in that category is War, which they completely got rid of, which was upsetting because it was such a great game. But that's basically what Headquarters is about. You capture the position if you don't already know. And it keeps changing, and it used to be popular in COD 4 a lot because it was 20 minutes and people would just sit there quick scoping and getting cool, especially hardcore. But I don't know. I feel like more people should be playing it. And also something recently I learned is in Headquarters, this is one game type where I don't just go straight out for kills, or I pretty much try and get the best balance possible of the objective and kills. And recently I found that I'm ranked 4,000 in this game type, or at least the top 5,000, which is a pretty big because considering how many people play this. There are some game types where I'm ranked like 400,000, so 4,000 is pretty good. And I guess whenever I play this game, I'm probably ranked that high because I mainly do try my very best to win. This is one game where I guess you could say I am a tryhard. I pick up a FAMAS and don't really care. And that's something I wouldn't normally do if I was playing any other game type. I try to stay away from the FAMAS, as you probably know. But I don't know. I sort of like this game mode a lot. I don't get angry at it. It's not very random. And like along with the randomness, Ghost isn't really a problem. Even though like people do run Ghost, but I feel like it's not as common in this game type. And I don't know. Something about this game mode is just better to me than any other game mode. And that's probably why I excel in it a little bit, because I enjoy it more and I don't get frustrated and rage like I do in a lot of game modes. But I don't know. I think if you haven't already, you should give it a try, and you'll probably find that it's worth your while. And if not, well, you're missing out. So, I mean, I guess to sort of justify it, it brings in good aspects from a lot of game types. You have the aspect of domination, where everyone's running to objective points and trying to capture them, except there's only one. Which also brings in the sort of aspect of war, where there's only one. And it takes a lot of teamwork because you can't. It's almost impossible to capture an objective on your own. And then after you capture the objective / the other team captures the objective, it can bring down two things. It can bring down a constant rush, because if you're camping and the other team has the objective, there's no way you're gonna win. So it sort of forces you to move, and it stops camping a little bit. However, if you're on the team that has captured the position, all of a sudden you have one live to do your best to hold the position, and that brings in this sort of search and destroy aspect. And I think that's what makes it so much fun. The fact that it can it forces you to rush or at least get out of your camping spot, but it also forces you, if you're in the situation, to do well and not just fail at first moment, or otherwise they'll just capture the position back. And also the fact that the position moves around all over the map it sort of changes up the way the game is played, because here the position is in a spot that isn't necessarily the most commonly trafficked, and it sort of adds that different aspect, because now all of the people are running in towards one particular area that wouldn't normally be played in, because normally the map plays straight down the middle. There's not, and then the side act as more of a flanking route than anything. But now all of a sudden we have the position on the exact opposite side, on the left. And here, the only time that particular area will see action is during like a demolition or a domination, where that's where the bomb site is. But then in team deathmatch, it's not very common, and in domination, it's really just a flank route for the people who have captured A. So it brings a whole new aspect to the game, shifting it up and changing a little bit, and just adding some new flavor to this game. And I don't know. I think in my opinion it's the best game mode, and that's not just because I'm good at it. I sincerely feel that this game mode is superior in every way to any other game mode, despite the fact that I probably play Domination more. And the main reason for me playing Domination more is because I can get into a game where I don't have bad connection more often, because way more people are playing. And that's pretty much the particular reason for that. And recently, another thing that's been bothering me is the amount of like 74U and whatever you'll see. And I feel like as time goes on, that bothers me less and less, especially now that I've sort of rediscovered the Mp5k red dot, which I think is coming back as my favorite weapon 2 games in a row, because my Mp5k was my favorite weapon also in Modern Warfare 2. And you can't really compare them. They're 2 completely different weapons. This one, you got that 3-shot kill with the medium recoil, not too good at long range, but it has the high mobility, and it has the very good hips fire, whereas the Mp5k in Modern Warfare 2 had the high fire rate, high damage, and it also was very fast. But I play the 2 guns very similarly. I go rush happy when I'm with them. I use red dot on both because I hate the sights, which is weird because they have pretty good sights. But I don't know. That's sort of how I feel about the Mp5k. And if you find that the FAMAS and the AK-74U are pissing you off, try their counterparts, which are the exact same guns but generally with different recoil. And in that case, FAMAS you have the AUG, and the 74 you have the Mp5k. And there's pretty much a gun and counter gun to every gun in this game. Just to give an example, you have the Mac-11 and the Spectre, which are almost exactly the same. You have, except for the Spectre is better. I know that's something, but you have the, just to think of another, you have the RPK and HK, where you have, that's sort of, it's similar to the Spectre and Mac-11, except the RPK is worse. What they did with the Spectre and Mac-11 was, you get the Mac-11 first, and it comes with dual wield, but it's not good with dual wield, to say the least. It has way too much recoil, and the hipfire spread isn't very good. But then you have the Spectre, which has the extra 10 bullets, which makes it more usable with rapid fire and extended mags. And actually you don't need extended mags, which is another upside. So basically that's what balances out the that's what makes the Spectre more powerful than the Mac, and basically deems the Mac underpowered. But it is what it is. It's not like the Mac is unusable, it's just not very good. And then with the RPK and HK, they justified the RPK with the extra 10 bullets, but they add a lot of recoil and put a couple of useless attachments. For instance, the dual mag on the RPK doesn't do anything. It actually just doesn't do anything. It adds 1 quicker reload, whereas you have the extended mag, which does the same thing, same ammo and everything, but it gets rid of 1 reload. So it's just another place for a Treyarch. Tried to balance out the guns a little bit, but didn't really do it properly. And you see right here, I pick up an M60 reflex, and I don't know, the M60 and the HK and the Stoner are all very viable weapon choices, and the RPK just isn't. As you saw before, I posted that HK gameplay where I basically spent the entire game at long range to middle range engagements, and I was doing very well. And later, something that I got during the Nuketown 24/7 was, I think, 4 consecutive games on Nuketown with the M60 extended mag, where I literally just raked, face. And it was a really, really fun game, which actually brings me on to my next topic, which is the new map pack that's coming out, Annihilation. And I'm not sure if you've all heard about it, but they recently that the new trailer just came out for it, same style and whatever as all the others. But it looks like this new map pack is doing what we wanted it to do. They said they're bringing another really small map, similarly to Nuketown, and it's going to have that same kind of linear feel and really fast-paced gameplay with really short engagements. But they're also going to be bringing some medium engagement maps, as well as one long one. And the long-range map, I'm never really too excited about them. But it does look like it's going to more have a feel of the rail than array, where flank routes, where that whole map was extremely fun in Search and Destroy, and extremely intense because the engagements were very spread far apart, and it almost always came down to one-on-one, and it was just a very fun map for Search and Destroy specifically. But in this particular case, it looks like it's going to sort of mimic that. I don't think the map is going to be very similar in shape, but the idea of having that big, open, snowy, not open in some parts, but closed in others, snowy map, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe not for Team Deathmatch specifically, but I think it'll be good. And then if you have the Hangar 18 or Area 51 with the Blackbird in the middle. That looks like it'll be pretty fast-paced, bringing the action central. Although I like maps where they spread out the action to places farther than just the center. But it is what it is. You can't do much about that. And then I think they actually said they're almost remaking a map. They're sort of redesigning it and recoloring it, and it looks amazing. And for those of you who don't know, the map was called Castle back in World of War, and that was a great map. I love that map. It was a lot of fun. Domination was great there. Demolition was great there. Team Deathmatch was great there. So hopefully they don't change too much, and that map should be great. And I'm happy that, not to down Infinity Ward or anything, I like Infinity Ward, they made a great game, they just didn't help it very much. But when they were doing map packs and bringing back maps exactly how they were, that was, I didn't like that idea. It seemed sort of effortless to me, and I don't know. I think a map pack should consist of pretty much new maps. And here technically they're not doing that, but they are remodeling it, recoloring it, and they're also taking back the feedback that the community, as well as me, feels that Black Ops is very gray. You can even see it on a map like Summit, which is a pretty popular one there. If you look around, there's some greens and some blues and a couple of reds, but not much. And for the most part, it's very white and gray. And a lot of people didn't like that. And it's not the worst thing in the world, because the map design, for the most part, is very good. But it is annoying. And it looks, this new map pack looks colorful. Everything looks great, and I'm looking forward to it. And the last thing in the map pack would be the zombie map, which is, I can't remember the name. I'll put a little title in when I post this, because I can't remember. But it looks like, I don't know, it looks fantastic. It's very bright. It's got color schemes right. It looks like they're bringing back a monkey type thing, and monkeys are annoying, but they're an interesting new challenge that they brought into zombies, and I like that a lot. I'm running out of time here, so I'll talk about the new zombie map in the next commentary. I'll do an in-detailed look, and I'll take what's in the trailer to give you a look at that, because zombies is a very big part of this game, and I love it a lot. And now that I have the full version of the HD PVR capture, I'll start doing full zombie games. But that's the end of the gameplay. If you liked it, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next commentary. And I'm also still stacking up on videos for the summer, so when I leave, those will start coming out, and hopefully you'll like them and like the idea.